delay, so should pop up any second.
Okay.
Shows we're live. Still not seeing it. There we go. Popped up. Alright, get this shared out. And YouTube has been terrible, I know, at least on my channel, as far as getting notifications out to people. It's like a 2-minute delay, and then everybody starts filtering at the same time. So, nation, Cure, with guest, tag you. Boom, we're good. Throw this on. Community tab. Copy link. Community. Super delays. There we go. Dante, what's going on? They're going to start filtering in here now. Post. Zach, what's going on? How you doing? We'll let people filter in here for a second, and then we'll test audio, and then I'll formally introduce our guest tonight. So, let people filter in here. Give it a minute or two. So, but I mean, how was did you have a good day today, Eric? Everything good? Are you hearing me, or is there a big delay?
Well, good. Yeah, I got out of the house today. Actually went to the office.
Oh, that's good.
No, I got you. I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Guys, how is his audio? Is it loud? Smash, what's going on, man? Super delays, so I'm sure it's gonna take a minute or two for people to filter in with the whole OBS thing.
Going on, Smash.
How does he sound? Does he sound good, Smash? Super delays right now. Smash? Does he sound good? Bueller? Sounds good, just a little delayed, but no big deal. Like, on his end or my end? Is it both, or is it his end or my end? Sounds like Eric so far smashed
Thanks, Smash.
this.
So I can sound like myself today.
Yeah, buddy. It's a good deal. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and give it a whirl, man. All right, guys. So we got a special guest tonight. Not only a father, not only a husband, also a fellow hobbyist, but he's also a member, I guess, leader of the Western Pennsylvania and West Virginia chapter of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Mr. Eric Hecker, how you doing tonight? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, good deal. I guess we're working with way delays. Like I asked
Doing
you
good.
that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I asked you that, and then it was like a way delay before you responded. Anyway, so we wanted to take a little time tonight and kind of get to know. We have the Rippin For The Cure going on. We're trying to raise a bunch of money. Really, the goal was 5K. We're going to talk more about it. We want to push it to 10K. We got a dream team that we're calling it, backing this. Kind of founded with Eric and Rippin Gypsy, and then all the rest to follow, which we'll get into. But we kind of want to get to know Eric a little bit first, and then we'll transition over into like what Crohn's and Colitis Foundation is really all about, why we're doing this, so people have a little bit more information. And then at the end of it, we'll leave a little Q&A if anybody has any questions for Eric or anything about the foundation. So I guess let's just start out, Eric. I mean, you're a big hobbyist. You're a big sports fan yourself. Where did I guess just tell us a little bit about yourself first, then we'll get into some of the hobby stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm glad that you mentioned that I'm a father and a husband first and foremost, because that is how I identify myself. But when it comes to the hobby, I've been in and out of it, I should say, for over 30 years. Much like everybody else, it seems like, you get really into it as a child and a teenager, then adult life hits you and things happen and you kind of take a step back,
Mm-hmm.
and then you fall back into it. And I have fallen back into it real hard. You can ask Smash all about that, and he can tell you how much money I've spent with Rippin Gypsy over the last month. But it's well worth it. I've enjoyed it. Definitely has changed over the time period that I've been in this hobby, so to say. But yeah, it's something I enjoy, something I love, and I'm certainly glad to be here.
Cool. So I guess let's just go back a little bit more too. When did it? So I mean, you said 30 years. Was there a moment in time that you remember, like your first actual connection with sports cards or slash the hobby, like when you were younger? The 30 years you've been in it. Is there a little story behind it? Is there anything that you can share that would connect yourself with how you got into it?
Yeah, so my parents got me started into it. They, for whatever reason, decided to start giving me each Topps baseball complete set starting from 1982 on, which is the year I was born. And the first vivid memory I have is I was probably 8 or 9 years old, Christmas time, and I got the 1982 set. And parents walked out of the room, and the first thing I did is I started opening the setup and sorting cards by team, not by numerical order.
Mm.
And thankfully, my parents came in and taught me right then and there that you don't do that. You keep them in order, you treasure them, you cherish them, and it taught me a valid lesson that day, and something that I've always remembered, and that's what I still do to this day.
Awesome, awesome. Is there any big time, like when you were in your childhood, when you were younger, with your venture or adventure through this hobby as the years gone on? Like what's probably one of your biggest, most exciting moments as far as like a pull that you personally pulled or a hit that you personally hit?
I don't know if there's actually a time that stands out. I think probably one of the, if you want to call it a hit, it's when I got my first autograph in person. I was with Joe Carter and Corey Snyder of the Indians. They were actually in Double A ball at the time on a rehab assignment with the Canton Akron Indians, and it was just something that you know struck me as one of those aha moments that this is the path I wanted to go down in the hobby, which is with autographs and sports memorabilia.
Okay, cool. So you came up with this idea, and let's kind of link the Crohn's and colitis. Let's kind of venture and bring this together right now. So first off, how did you get into, I guess, being a nonprofit and being part of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation?
Yeah, I fell into nonprofit work when I was in high school with the YMCA, and stuck with it, throughout college and then into my adult years, and fell into the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation 3 years ago, transitioning between jobs. And I have a family member who suffers with Crohn's, and I was talking
Mm-hmm.
with them about the disease and about the position that was open because I knew very little about it. And the way they were describing how they were feeling at the time, and actually contemplating taking their own life at the time because
Oh.
mental health issues are a real thing with this disease.
Mm-hmm.
It solidified that I applied for the position and decided to jump feet first, all in. And 3 years later, I'm still here and absolutely love it. And the community that has been built, at least here in Pittsburgh, but also across the country,
Mm-hmm.
is just a solid foundation for people to really raise money to help find cures for these diseases that we're so desperately in need of.
Right. And we're going to talk more too about like how you came up with this idea with Rippin Gypsy and stuff for the Rippin for the Cure. But I first wanna ask you. So, what is your like actual official, I guess, position in the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation? I mean, is it? I mean, is there an actual title for it?
Yeah, so I'm the executive director of the Western Pennsylvania, West Virginia chapter based in Pittsburgh. And my core job is fundraising,
Mm-hmm.
not only through the events that we do, but also through major gift asks. I mean, I'm on calls, I'm on in meetings with donors that I'm asking for 10, 25, $50,000 at a time. It's fun, it's exhilarating. You know, it's almost like when you get that yes, it's like hitting a big hit and a break. So
Right.
it's you know, something that, again, just enjoy doing, and, you know, something that is needed.
Okay. And I mean, before we get into this whole how this Rippin for the Cure was founded, can you just explain to, I guess, the viewers and the people watching, really kind of explain what Crohn's and colitis is? I mean, as far as how it impacts people and kind of what it really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, absolutely. So Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, they are two separate diseases, but they're both a part of what's known as inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD. And Crohn's disease, it's any type of inflammation that starts anywhere from the mouth all the way through your GI tract. Colitis is just simply in the colon or the large intestine. Currently, there's no cures for these diseases. The only
Mm-hmm.
true cure is removal of the colon. The best case scenario for anybody right now is to get into remission. And they're debilitating diseases. They're very chronic. They react differently with so many different people. I know patients who they can't work because of their diseases. They, you know, are going to the bathroom multiple times a day. It disrupts their life.
Mm-hmm.
They got to worry about travel, on going on vacation, especially right now with COVID-19. They don't leave their houses because they're immunosuppressed.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's others who they've been diagnosed for 30 years and they live a quote unquote normal, healthy life that you would never know they had any type of disease in them.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, and I mean, as we've kind of kicked off this, and we're going to talk about it as well here, the Rippin for the Cure, we've had a lot of people, even within the community, the Twitter community, the hobby community, really come out and say, hey, this is really close to me. This is important to me, whether I have a family member that has it, that suffers through it, or someone personally is, and there's some names I can name right now, and a couple of them I probably will later on, as they've been doing a lot and helping a lot in their own efforts to make us hit this goal and raise as much money as we possibly can. So where did the idea stem, or how did it come about for you, Eric? And basically, well, maybe it was just you, and then you got with Rippin and Smash. You got with Mini and Smash, Rippin Gypsy. How did this all come about? In this idea that, hey, you know what? We're gonna kick this thing. I'm gonna push in this foundation, and I'm gonna kind of surge it in within the hobby, and we're gonna make something happen, and we're gonna raise a bunch of money. How did that come about? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So, like many nonprofits right now, fundraising has taken a big hit
Mm-hmm.
with COVID-19. And like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was in Rippin Gypsy, and they were breaking a treasure chest, and I saw the excitement in the room, myself included, of the items that were being pulled. And I thought to myself, gosh, this could be a fundraiser. How could we pull this off? What can we do? So I put a few days thought into it, and then I emailed Smash and Mindy just a proposal,
Yeah.
thoughts that were behind it, and was never really expecting anything to come out of it, especially how it's come about now. But just a few days later, Smash contacted me and said, "Yeah, we're all in." He had ideas, he had plans, he had it all thought out already, and basically, I just had to say, "Yes, let's roll with it." And here we are a week later, nearly raised $3,500 at this point.
Right.
And our goal is $5,000. And thanks to Smash's math, there is a clear path to surpassing $5,000 at this point.
Oh yeah.
So that goal will be raised. And once we raise that goal, we'll certainly let everybody know what it is.
Yeah. And I mean, I think there's been some little chatter around too, with kind of how this has already been brewing, that hey, I think hopefully we're pushing. I think we can get to that 10K mark. That would be extremely awesome. There's a lot of things still happening. There's a lot of things still going on.
Right.
We still have a lot to talk about, and we're gonna kind of get into that too. But again, shout out to Smash, shout out to Mindy, Rippin Gypsy. None of that stuff surprises me, to be honest with you. Smash just kind of when he sees a good thing where we can do good for some good people, I know he's all in. I know he's throwing all his chips on the table, and putting them all in. So shout out to them. Very, very awesome. So we started this Rippin For The Cure, right? That's what we decided to name it. That's what you and Rippin Gypsy decided to name it, or whichever one of you created the name. But you guys decided to create this. And Smash, like you said, already had some plans laid out of things to do and what we were going to do. And then I know I was personally asked to be a part of the team as well, which obviously anything to help people. Again, I'm going to jump all in, as well as all of our other guys on the team. But what kind of events did Smash have, or what do we have going on here? What are we going to do in order to surpass this 5K and hopefully land 10K and maybe even get over that mark?
Yeah, so June 13th is the mega break that Smash has put together. Last count, there were over 20 items that would be pulled, and for every $50 donation, you're getting your name, you're getting a spot in the randomizer. But to get to that 10K goal right now, I mean, we're continuing with that. Right now, I know there's some mini auctions going on. Twitter one ends tonight with a Zion rookie. I think the last check, it was at $175, and there's somebody that's putting another 10% on top of that too. So as we put out a few minutes before this conversation started, let's make that man pay.
Right.
Another auction that went up tonight is for a hockey autograph photo, and I apologize that I can't remember who that is right now.
It's all good.
Just go out to my Twitter and you'll see that I retweeted everything.
Okay.
I mean, it's just been great to see what everyone's doing. I know this weekend you and Guns, along with Rippin Gypsy, have a big event planned, and you can probably get into a little more detail on that. I unfortunately missed my spot, but hey, that's okay. I'd rather have others be a part of it and enjoy. I'll definitely be watching, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I'll talk about that. I'll give you a breather here. How about that, Eric? All right, so what we're gonna be doing is it's gonna be the Team Guns versus Team Def. Basically, it's a Gold Rush value pack deal. There's gonna be there's 30 total spots. I think Guns still has some. If you go to the site, it'll say sold out, because he's holding at least 5, I believe, for his gun show, his auction on Saturday. But what we're going to do is we're basically, me and Jimmy each got a spot in each other's team. So we're really team everybody. We're just trying to have fun with this thing. But we're going to go, basically everybody's going to have their packs open up, and then we're each going to pick who we feel had the best pack per team, and then whoever wins that gets the it's a $20 credit, and I believe it's to, I don't know if it's to Rippin Gypsy. I don't remember where the credits go, but it's $20 credits to wherever. And then I'm gonna talk about one more thing quick too, and give you just another breather. June 2nd. So then this coming Tuesday is when my big boy auction is gonna be, and I saved this for so we could plan it out, because there's a lot of stuff that's rolling in. There's a lot of moving pieces. I've personally had people contact me, email me, say, hey, I'm sending a 900 count shoebox of all relics, hits, whatever, for this auction. We got other cards we're going to be auctioning off as well from Buck City Chris. They put them on Twitter. I know Rippin Gypsy put them on there. That Darius Leonard to 5. Flawless auto. There's a Lamar Jackson Spectra RPA to like 25. Just insane. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. 100% of the money we raise during that auction, all of that money is going to the Rippin For The Cure Foundation. So it's gonna be big. I think this is it's gonna put a nice dent in this part of us hitting this 5K and hopefully getting to 10K. So a couple other things, and then, like you said, you got, I think it's Timothy Ahern that's got the Zion right now that's on Twitter, he's selling the Twitter sales. But I also want to shout out a couple other people. We got Al Pennington, who's been stepping up and selling a lot of stuff on Twitter, putting the money towards the Rippin For The Cure Foundation. T. Murph, Tyler Murphy, has been doing a bunch of stuff, stepping up as well. And then also Kyle K-Dub on Twitter. So, and then you got Eloy. I think Midwest has got some other things going on. Obviously, the gun show, and then Buck City Breaks and Card Warehouse and Minuteman Tickets. I don't know all of exactly what they have going on or what they have planned, but I know they're going to come with something good. So yeah. Got anything?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And like I said, like I said at some point, it's just unbelievable the way people have stepped up. In fact, I wrote to my constituents today in our chapter area that in this past week, I've discovered the power of community. I just met a lot of you, and I don't know you,
right.
If you don't know me,
right.
But it feels like we have this connection already that, hey, we want to help one another out in any way that we can. And it truly has just been a blessing in disguise in a time that's needed. 3.1 million Americans suffer from these diseases, and like I said, it's something that's debilitating, and the help that's being given right now is just absolutely appreciated, and I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, and thank everybody that's jumped on board. And I don't want to, as far as a thank you from me to everybody doing what they're doing, I don't want to take anything short or take anything away from anybody who's either made any kind of contribution, donation, or even simply spread the word. Donations and all that are the best, obviously, towards it. But if you can't afford to, you could simply spread the word, retweeting things, sharing things that are talking about it, links that are, for the donations, because you may hit, if you share it to 50 people, hey, if you get even a couple people that hit that, if you wouldn't have shared that, those couple people may not have ever seen it or may never have donated, because we all have our own other connections outside of it. And that's what's so beautiful about networking. It's a beautiful thing when it's rolling in the right motion and it's moving forward. So again, thank you to everybody, each and every person that's already got on board, it's already contributed or shared in some way. Let's see, I'm just reading some of the things. Did you have anything specific or anything else you wanted to touch on? Or otherwise, I was going to do some Q&A as well if anybody had questions or anything in regards to the foundation in itself, Crohn's and colitis, or anything like that. But if there's certain things you want to talk about or touch on, go for it, man.
No, there's nothing else that I wanted to touch on. That we got to the big stuff. We got what's going on. I just want to echo what you said. Putting the awareness out there is key. It's critical. This is a disease, or these are diseases that people don't want to talk about, and a lot of people don't even know about. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the more people we can reach, the better it's going to be, in the long run.
Right.
The impact right now is great, but like I said, that long run impact is going to be even greater.
Right.
But yeah, I'm more than willing to take some Q&A right now too.
Yeah, does anybody have any questions or anything that they want answered, or anything about, it can be about Crohn's and colitis, it can be about the foundation, it can be about the Rippin For The Cure, whatever if you guys have anything, just let us know. So, we could have done more deep in on your side, but I figured we'd focus it more on just the hockey auction. Eric mentioned is from me. Check out. There you go. Yeah, so that's what I said. And T. Murph, that's why I shouted you out as well, as far as you, Al, Timothy, A, and K-Dub. Like, you four are guys that I've seen that have just kind of stuck out a little bit more, just as far as what you're doing. And that's not to take away from anyone else that's done any kind of contribution. But Or that's not on the team, I guess, as far as on like the thumbnail or the poster boards. Are you guys good? Anybody got any questions or no? Everybody understands this? And then once we get off, everybody's going to have questions. You can
If you got questions, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter.
Eric. Smash had a funny, I don't know if you saw that earlier. He says, because of the delays, he says, is Eric listening to YouTube or StreamYard audio? Like you're not on, like you're not connected to the right listening. Yeah, I know. There is a weird delay. I don't know. Things currently in plan. All right, so yes, guns, and that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of different things going on. So Smash is going to drop what's happening right now. Things currently in plan. Guns comic book, which he has. It's filling. It's on Twitter right now. He had that up for a couple days now. My auction on Tuesday. God, I'm trying to think. And there is also links in the description below. Smash is dropping links too in the chat. But anybody watching this later or now, if you want to, you can do a direct donation. There's the link for the Rippin For The Cure donation. I didn't put the Team Guns, Team Def value pack link because everything's sold out except for Jimmy's that he's going to release on Saturday. So really not a point to do that. Yes, I will be handling. Okay. So Eloy, yep. So Eloy's got his. So he's going to be doing his donations from his auctions this Friday night as well. And I think he's already donated probably from last week. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I don't know who's doing what.
He did, yep.
Yep. Can you give me some live auction tips? LOL. Live auction tips. Well, we're not. Yeah, during the auction I can, Zach. Not now. Eloy auction on Friday. Yep. Okay, so Eloy's got his big thing Friday night. His with as normal Friday nights. Friday with Goat. So we'll be doing breaks and auctions. All right. Kind of surprised. Yeah, I don't know. Not more people in here, but. What's up, Bobby? How you doing, buddy? Man, Crazy Titans fans in here. So what's the Eric? While we're just seeing if a couple questions ring in before we get off here. So as you've been doing have you been getting into a lot of the treasure, like when they're doing the treasure chest? Did you get in a lot of the treasure chest breaks or?
I got into one, and it was the last one that they had before the item unfortunately sold out.
What'd you hit?
I hit a what did I hit? 16 by 20. A hockey player here in Pittsburgh. I should know who he is, and I can't remember. All I know is I actually traded it away to another member for one Marichal autographed ball.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phil Kessel, that's who it was.
Who was that?
Phil Kessel.
Okay. I have an auction. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well. All right. Currently we are at $3,510 with 58 donors. Not bad. Got your own dear man. What's up, William Carter? All right. I guess, man, I think we can probably wrap this up. I don't know if anyone else is a race fan, but I think a race started about a half an hour ago or so, a NASCAR race, but or anything else, the live, any other breaks going on. I know BITG will be live here shortly, and then let's see, it's Wednesday, so Smashing them, I think, what do they do? Their mail days just today, or they're hanging out late night or something? Yeah, so they'll be doing that later tonight as well. Yeah, so again, I want to thank Eric Hecker again he represents, again, the Western Pennsylvania and West Virginia chapter for Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. There are links again in the description below where you can do a direct donation. You can also you can go right for the Rippin For The Cure, where you can get, if it's a $50 donation, you'll get entered in to possibly be random to get a piece of memorabilia. It's not a guarantee, though. So, just so you guys know that. So, Banter's in a few, Smash says. Okay, so he'll be live as well. Eloy, later, buddy. Love you. Thank you guys for all joining. Appreciate everybody stopping in and watching. I want to thank Eric Hecker again for joining us tonight and coming on and talking about this. And man, I'm ready to rock out my time and my shine on Tuesday, June 2nd, and really see what kind of dent we can make. So appreciate it, Eric. You got anything else for me, buddy?
Thank you. I appreciate the support. Appreciate bringing the awareness to this, and I'm with you. I'm ready to rock out and see what we can do.
Awesome, man. Well, everybody have a great